today we're gonna do the Lost Star Cluster. Last week in the previous video, we did the Lost Star Cluster event as well. Today I'm gonna try to do a different approach. Now the buff will be a little bit different this round. Now in the previous video, I chose to target directly towards to the full cruisers at the end of the video. Now I know what rank I am going to be anyways, but I still chose to hit that full cruisers. What I noticed is that in my previous testing is that I wasn't performing well when I was hitting the mixed fleet. So I said, you know what, let me try hitting the full cruisers. What would the situation would be? So when I did that, I did see some slight differences. But again, this could have been because of the buff also, but what I've been getting. So today we're going to try to do a different approach. I do have the secretary buff right now. Make sure you guys apply for the secretary buff. If you guys have the princess buff that you can request for, it will give you leadership bonus and as well as warship attack bonus. Now I'm only going to be using 8-hour leadership bonus for this time. Now this video is just another video to give you guys a highlight on the differences of the buff when you do the Lost Star Cluster. Alright, so we're gonna go and click next in here. So this time what I'm gonna be doing is we're gonna do a little bit different than what I did before. Today we're gonna bring some cruisers and frigates into the battlefield. Let's go and click save and let's go and dispatch this. And we're going to go and choose all the buff that we need. For this setup, I'm only going to be using full destroyers. All right, let's do the sweep. All right, let's see. All right. Now, we're going to be doing, of course, we're still going to mainly focus on destroyer buff. But if we see no choice, of course, we're going to do the total warship buffs. So total warship attack. And then I'm going to mainly do frigs. If I don't have any other option, I'm going to choose a frigate buff instead of a cruiser buff. But if I see something like this, since I'm going to be bringing some cruiser, ooh, this is challenging because it's not going to buff my destroyer. No, I'm still going to choose this because what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make it meat shield, you know, for those mixed fleet in the when I do my fleet setup switch. So I'm still going to mainly pick destroyer buff in here. All right. So destroyer buff, really good benefit right now for our buff that we're choosing. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick, this is challenging. I'm going to do a frigate shield for this one instead of the attack because we have the Odysseus and it regenerates a shield. So I'm going to try to rely on to that one. Hopefully we'll see how it turns out. Destroyer firepower, of course. I've mentioned that before. Total warship shield. We're gonna go for attack for this one, and frigate defense. We'll do a We'll do a defense onto the frigs, and then firepower for destroyer for boost in here. Destroy HP. All right, no choice. We're gonna go for frigate boost firepower. Destroyer HP. We're almost there. Frigate defense. And total warship attack, total warship HP, total cruiser. We're gonna go for warship attack, and we're gonna go for destroyer firepower. And this one we'll do a total warship shield so that my destroyer will benefit. Destroyer defense, destroyer HP, warship shield, warship attack. Okay, firepower for destroyer. We're gonna go for HP. We're going to go for HP. We try to avoid the armor. We're going to go for that. Destroyer shield, destroyer HP. And frigate. We're going to do, we'll just do total warship HP. Frigate HP. All right, we'll do a frigate HP here for this one. All right, warship attack. We'll do a warship attack. We're still mainly focusing on trying to benefit our destroyer in here. We'll do a warship HP. Destroyer, we're going to go for destroyer shield. And we're going for warship attack, total warship attack, and destroyer firepower. And then the last one will be, we're going to go for attack. All right. So let's see how this thing is going to turn out for us. All right. Previously, I did use a gold leadership boost. So when you do a gold leadership boost compared to the blue one, you're actually getting 30%. So what I'm getting right now is let's take a look. I need to refresh my leadership boost. So 20% plus we're getting 6%. So slightly lower than last week. All right. So slightly lower than last week, but it is makes a lot of significance though. That few percentage there makes a lot of significance. So we're just gonna scroll, kind of skim through all of this because I know where I am at going to struggle. So I'm just gonna go and work my way in through that area into the next round in here. And all right, so this one, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna go get more ships. All right, we'll go get more ships. We'll kill that. We'll go into the next stage. It's pretty easy since I know that I can handle this. We're gonna go for destroyer warship, destroyer firepower, and let's go into the next stage. All right, teleporting. Now, I don't know if you guys have been doing this or not, but you need to try to ask for the secretary buff or get any princeps buff so that it can help you rank a little bit higher. It doesn't have to be the secretary. If you're the princeps, you're actually getting a lot of benefit as well. And if you just get the other buff as well, it would help you like any type of warship benefit, right? That would greatly enhance your ability to rank higher in the battlefield here in the Lost Star Cluster event. So we'll hit this, and we will hit this. Now, here's the thing. I do know that I struggle for this one. I might lose this one. I don't know yet. Let's see. All right, full destroyers, full cruisers. Let's see what happened. Oh, easy peasy. Destroyed. All right, so this time, we still have a lot of ships. Let's take a look. How much frigates do I have? Oh, we got a significant amount of frigs there. And I still got a lot of destroyers anyway. What I'm going to do, I think we will need, so it's pretty enough. We got a lot of frigs anyway. Okay, that doesn't really matter. At this stage, it don't even matter what you do. All right, it don't even matter what you do now. Oh, we got to make sure that we got this set up here. Doesn't matter. We'll just do a, well, we can get more. It doesn't really hurt us anyway. Or we can do a repair, but it doesn't really matter because our flagship is not damaged anyway. So I'll try to get, doesn't matter because I have enough frigs. Oh, there we go. I chose that one instead. So I'm not going to hit this with this fleet. Remember we talked about this one? We need to make sure that we do a switch. So that's going to be my meat shield. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my gears, my captain, and I'm going to switch it to the second fleet to tank it. All right, so we're going to change this up, putting Lara, removing all the gear. We're going to put the good stuff there, bringing in the legendary ones. We're going to remove this. We're going to do a quick equip. All right, we're going to change the captain. We're going to be putting Bruno. So in the previous video, I noticed a comment saying why I did not put Bruno into the Poseidon. The Poseidon does not benefit from Bruno. Bruno's skill, this is going to only affect the missile weapons of the warship. It's not going to affect the gear. It's going to be the warship, which is, if you look into the shipbuilding, your warship is this, and this one has a weapon, which is a missile for my destroyers. So that's what it does for this instance, all right? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I put Bruno there just so it doesn't even matter, really. They're both level 40. Now, what we're going to do, Bruno's really not going to be the best one in here because, we're using slightly different, weapons in here. So we're going to try to do mixed a little bit in here. Let's see how this thing is going to perform. I'm going to add a little bit more frigs in here. All right. Let's see how this thing performs. Let's hit. Skip battle. Of course, I know I'm going to lose. That's 226. Let's do another one. This is going to be much weaker because we're not setting up, with full destroyer because I'm getting all that buff, the weapon buff. So I just want to try something very different in here. Let's do this. All right. 182. So I know I'm going to finish it up anyway onto the last rank in here, like what we did last week. So now we're going to remove it. By the way, don't judge what I'm doing, because what I'm doing here is a little bit different than what I usually normally do. All right. Normally, I would not set up a mixed fleet, but we're going to try to just change things up in here and, try a different approach just to show you guys the difference of, like, when you make mistakes when you make mistakes within the game, you can see the big difference of points. But I'm trying to see if I'm going to get there. I hope that we get lower score. Let's put Bruno in here. The mistake that I'm mentioning right now is that some people do not understand how to set up their their warships within their flagships fleet setup. All right, there we go. It doesn't really matter where the equipments are. Let's go back into Lost Star Cluster, and let's hit this. Switch fleets. All right, full destroyers. Let's see if we can break this. Nope. So this one, nope. Wow. All right, hit. Wow. Today, much struggle. Fortify destroyer shield. All right. We're ranked 3rd right now. We made some big changes in here that kind of hurt us. So what I did there, when I did the mixed fleet there with this, right? Because what I need to do is completely just full destroyers. When I do that, it really hurts the setup. It really hurts the setup because, we were missing that benefit from the missile weapon attack as well. All right. All right, let's go back. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to take second this time because I feel like with this changes in here, it affect us greatly. Let's switch to this. We'll put full destroyers. All right, let's hit this. There we go. We lost there. How much is left? 105. The question is, would we be able to regain our position? Quick remove. Make sure you guys watch the previous video because that will help you to have a greater understanding, and then you can compare this. This is what other people would do when they make a mistake in the Lost Star Cluster. By not putting the right fleet will affect you greatly. So let's see this. And let's change in here. All right. See, this time, I am losing a lot more destroyer. Last time we did not struggle into this. So we'll put that instead. That should kind of help counter that. All right, let's see. Let's attack it. And unsuccessful in here. All right. This time we did not break it. See? Huge difference with the stuff that I did. Now, it could be that few percentage of leadership, yes, but by making this in here, by attacking this in here, and I put, mixed fleet with my second fleet with the Odysseus and Poseidon and Odysseus, that renders me a little bit weaker because I had to go through and attack it with my, Hades a lot more. And what happens there is that I wasn't able to get it down to close to 100 million. And in terms, I struggled a little bit when I brought out my main fleet. So the key thing in there is that understanding the switch that will help you to progress within the Lost Star Cluster. So this is my previous ranking last week when we made that video. Now, as you can see, we scored significantly much higher compared to this week's rank. The biggest issue there is that me doing all those switch and adding more warship types, because my setup is really mainly for destroyers. Once I've done that, I've reduced the power of my destroyers because now I'm bringing other warships. So that made my scores lower. When I put it on the the Poseidon and Odysseus setup, I would typically still put full destroyers because I still get so much more benefit by doing it in that way. When I added multiple warships, even though you have those counters from the buff from the flagship from Odysseus, it doesn't help out so much. Having that full fleet works because my core module, my crew is set up for destroyer. Like if we take a look into the core module, I'm actually not maxed out here with the cruisers and as well as the frigates. So just a little bit of a kind of like random information, random videos here that, you know, opens up more discussion and kind of opens up what happens when you do things like this, right? And another debate that you could probably say is that I wasn't using a gold buff. Well, last time I think I only used a gold buff for the leadership, and I think I used a normal buff for the attack bonus. In here, actually, I'm still having a defense bonus. So I'm like, this is like 20% leadership bonus. And then with the secretary, I've mentioned earlier, I was getting another 6%. So that's about 26%. So I'm only losing about 4%. Plus, I'm getting more warship attack actually in here. So I don't really think the last 4%, I mean, it does make a little bit difference, but I don't think it's not going to make a significant difference. I think I would have at least, you know, if I did my approach correctly in this video and showed it to you that way, it would probably be close to the score that I had. Maybe about 750K, around that range, maybe in mid 750K. But I don't think it would be here quite low at 745K. Hopefully, the stuff that I'm talking about here makes sense. You need to watch this video and also watch the previous video that I did and kind of compare of what happened and what I did, because the previous video is more of the correct version of it. And I want to make this video so that you guys can understand what happens when you don't follow what I've suggested in my previous video. Now, the last part of that is the hitting the full cruisers. Perhaps you don't have to hit the full cruisers there. If you're a full destroyer, go for the mixed fleet. But what I just noticed is that I scored much better. So next week, I'm going to try to attack the mixed fleet, and I'm going to check out the scores and how it performs. Now, I'm not perfect. I don't try to be like an expert in this game, but what I do is I try to share the experiences I have and try to share you guys the knowledge that I gain every day that I play this game. Now, if you guys have extra knowledges that you want to share with us within this video or maybe a little bit further, make sure that you always comment in the comment section below and share some knowledge, because this is a community. Let's share each other's knowledge and let's grow and have fun with this video game. Anyway, my intergalactic friends, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys again next time.